Hi, everyone. So today is Monday, September 22nd, and I wanted to check in and give everyone a little breast cancer journey update. I had my follow-up today, another follow-up today with the breast surgeon. And one of the things that, well, actually I had a few questions for her, but one of the things I wanted her to look at were, I've got these bumps in my underarms, really, just kind of right around like where the bra, the edges of your bra would sit. Last week I had gone in and I had one area that had a little lump there. So she looked at that. She did a sonogram on that and assured me that it's just a collection of fluid and that it should dissipate. But that if it didn't, that we could go back in and she could aspirate it. Well, lo and behold, it did kind of go down. It's still there. I can still feel it, but it's nothing like it was last week. So I feel comfortable that that's going to just go away on its own. But then also just below that on both sides, that one was just on the one side. But just below that area on both sides, again, like where your bra band would be, like the side of your bra band, underneath there, it's like the edges of where the incisions were. There are also kind of these bumps that are there too that are pretty hard, more significant on the right side, which makes sense because that's where all the work was done, all the, that's where the cancer cells were, that's the most tissue that was taken out, the lymph nodes were on that side. So that's got a rather large area also that's a bump and it's kind of hard to the touch. And it feels like I have something like under my arm all the time. So she took a look at that today, also did a sonogram, and that is also a collection of fluid. Again, that should reduce over time, but if it does not, then I will go back in. Otherwise, my relationship with the breast surgeon is really pretty much over until 4 months from now, sorry. In 4 months, she wants me to follow up with her. But at this point, everything from here on forward is belongs to the oncologist. So that's all my treatment now will be with the oncologist. I do also have another follow-up with the plastic surgeon, and that is in 2 weeks. So we'll go to her. But everything forward will be with the oncologist. So in addition to those lumps that were bothering me, I also had a couple of questions for her. Now that I've had some time since the procedure, I've been able to process a few things. So one of the things was I was curious about the lymph nodes. Prior to the surgery, she had mentioned, they put the tracer in. I don't know if anybody remembers that I had the blue pea from the tracer. So they put the tracer in to see which lymph nodes were the first ones that were hit outside of the breast as fluids and whatever were leaving the breast area and going out to the rest of the body. So it turned out that there were two that were basically hit at the same time. So the tracer had hit both of those, and then it didn't go into any other lymph nodes. So she took those two, and out of those two, only one of them had the cancerous cells in it, which that's enough, but it's just one. And what I found interesting, so I had asked her, so how many lymph nodes did you take? What do we normally have? How many do I have now? And her answer kind of blew me away a little bit. I didn't know this. I don't know why I would, but we don't all have the same amount of lymph nodes. It's different. So I've been doing a lot of Googling since the appointment, and it could be anywhere from 500 to 600 lymph nodes in the human body, all over, just depending on all sorts of things, weight, muscle tone, age, just general physiology, and that you could just have a different number of lymph nodes. And the doctor told me today that she's gone in sometimes and had to remove all lymph nodes from someone. And she said one time she had to do it was about 20, I think she said either 27 or 29 that she had to remove from someone. I just found that fascinating. So I thought I'd share it with everybody. All right. So also what I asked her too, one of the main things that was on my mind was the fact that these three areas, these three masses, were really pretty well disguised. The two secondary ones, we didn't see at all. And the original one being only measured in the scans and everything at 7-8 millimeters, how could it possibly have been 31 millimeters when it was removed? Why were they disguised? After my meeting with the oncologist last week, she told me that they were going to be discussing my case in their breast conference that they were having the next day. I think I mentioned that in the last video. And they did. And really she said, so today I spoke to the doctor, the breast surgeon about that. And she said they did talk about it, and they all went back and looked at all the scans, the MRI, the sonogram, everything that was done prior. And still, even knowing what was removed from my breast, they still didn't see anything on the sonogram or on the MRI that indicated that's what was in there. So, it's a little confusing. It's a little disheartening because you hope that these scans will tell you everything that's in your body. But the body is a mysterious place, I guess. And she said one of the theories that they had was possibly because it's micropapillary cancer. There's other. I only wrote down micropapillary, and which means that it's super small, and that the way that it grows, it doesn't always show up on scans. So again, I looked that up. I did a lot of Googling about that too, and I did find something that said that it kind of grows in little tiny clusters, and it doesn't really have like a centralized location, which kind of makes sense. So I could see why that might not show up on a scan. So that's one of the theories, but really they're not really sure because the scans just supported the 7-8 millimeter one. So I guess if you're going for these scans, just have these conversations, bring them up, mention. Is there a possibility there's something more that's hidden? And, I don't know if they'd be able to tell you, but at least you can have the conversation. So at this point, what I am waiting on is the approval for the PET scan. That's still pending as of today. If that doesn't happen, then it's going to be the CAT scan, bone scan combo. So that would be once the approval, whether or not this is approved. If it's not approved, then we have to go through the approval process for the next port, for the CAT scan, the bone scan. Fingers crossed as the PET scan, because I just want to do one. I'd rather not go in for the double scans, but we do what we have to do. So still waiting on that. I checked my insurance company portal, and I didn't see anything about that yet today. So there's that. The port, I'm getting a port. I think I talked about that last week as well. That's going to be implanted. Not imported. What am I, a computer? That's going to be implanted on October 1st. So in theory, the chemo should start, the whole treatment plan should start, within maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks after that. I'm not really sure. Again, all these other things have to be done. I still have to get an EKG, the PET scan, the EKG, those all have to be done beforehand. And my incisions from the surgery have to all be healed, and everybody has to be good there. But we're looking at most likely the first, second week in October to start the treatment plan. So I guess one more thing I just kind of wanted to share with you. So yesterday I wound up going bra shopping for the type of bra I'm supposed to have, which is a front zip. That's just through this initial process here, but a front zip, no underwire, or front enclosure, no underwire, kind of comfortable, soft, supportive bra. So I went to the shopping mall here, and I went into Soma Intimates, which is a lovely store, and they were very helpful, but they really just had one bra that kind of fit the description. The girl measured me. Apparently I'm not just a cup size, but I'm a full bra size larger than I was the last time I bought bras. So I'm not sure how that happened. But I tried that on, and it was really tight around the ribs. Like it was a little like stiff almost around there. So it wasn't comfortable, and it was pressing right near where some of the incisions are. So I had to pass on that. But the girls in that store were so kind when I told them what I was looking for and why I was looking for it. The one who I believe was the manager at the time, she offered me that the bra that I was looking at was like $70, and I just kind of, wow. And she said, well, we just finished a 30% a $30 bra sale, and I will give you this bra for $30 if you want to get it. Unfortunately, like I said, it didn't fit, so I couldn't get it. I couldn't see buying it if I wasn't going to wear it. But I was so touched by that. I actually started crying a little bit in the store. I was like, okay. So I got their information, and they're going to have another sale, another $30 bra sale in November. So, I'll go back. in November, and hopefully I can get something. Maybe I'll have a little bit more flexibility with the type of bra that I can get. But I wound up going actually to Victoria's Secret, and they had a buy two, get one free. So I got 3 bras that fit, and they worked. They have the front closure, no wire. It's kind of a sports bra type thing, but a lot, not, no padding or anything like that, just very light support. And so that worked. So I was wearing that today, and yeah, and that's that. Oh, I don't have a song for you. I'm exhausted today. I went back to work for the first time since the day before the surgery, so I am pretty much spent. And then I had the follow-up, and then I came home, and I've been just taking care of stuff at home. So I'm a little tired today. So that is the update for today. And I am going to be at work this whole week. And I will have an update for you again soon. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves.